And we are live. And today we actually have a fun topic. Because I know we all always talk about all the time, about networking. And now actually it's very important, and we spoke about it previous time, that it's one of the most important tools for you to use in order, to help you grow your business, build relationships and all of that. And we spoke about how, and you've got your bi-weekly networking events, and I also got mine that actually was on hold, and I'm going to bring it back soon again. But that's why I really wanted us to touch this topic and speak about, give you 6 tips on how to actually start your own networking group, right? Because we all the time hear about it. We're joining different networking group, but how do we actually start them? And that's what we're going to speak about today. So going to start with the first tip of it on how to actually start is first to set up goals, okay? Understand what's the purpose. What are you trying to achieve? What are you trying to get? Why do you want to have your own networking group? Where is it coming from? You're nodding because you're thinking about your own networking.
Yeah, I am, and I think what I love about this is that I hadn't actually, I suppose in a way I kind of thought about goals, but I hadn't thought about goals per se. I think I was more thinking about what is the bigger picture. I don't know if that applies, but I think I was thinking more about what is the bigger picture. So, for me, the goal was I want to build a community. So I don't know if that kind of works in the same thing, but yeah, that was kind of what I was thinking. I want to build a community and connect with people that believe what I believe.
But the thing is that, when you also say that you want to build a community, there's a certain topic around that community, right? It's not that you just want to build a community around you, but you want to build something that there's a purpose. There's a certain topics, there's a certain theme around your group. And that's why it's very important when we are looking on starting our own networking group is understand why we want to do it. What are we trying to achieve? If I look at my networking group that I'm building, I'm all about how to help you to become a big brander. So you're on the same time learning how to become a big brander, but on the same side, you also, network with other people as well and exposing your brand.
Yeah, well, then I suppose if you put it like that, I mean, mine is very much around people who are either wanting to get coached around developing themselves, around personal development, or people who are interested in the topic and want to know more about it. But it's people who are interested in personal development. So that is the purpose, is to increase the awareness and increase the reach of people around personal development. Yeah.
So if you have, as I asked her, if you have your own networking group, please write it down in the comments below. What's your networking group is about? Invite everyone else who watches us now to these groups and let us know what's the purpose behind it. And you're going to do number 2.
Yeah, so the second one is, which is very, very important, I think, just generally, is niche. And mine is absolutely every single thing that I do is all around personal development. Even the mentoring that I always talk about, we say, yes, it's all around personal development. So that is my absolute niche. I think if you don't have a niche, then it's very broad. I mean, you're very specific about what you do.
And it is very important because you don't want to just say, okay, I just want a networking game for what? What's the purpose? You need to bring the people, right, to that group. And if you're going to niche yourself, it's going to help you and it's going to be easier for you to attract the right people to the group because there is something that you want to benefit out of it, right? And if you look at your group, my group, we're all trying to benefit because I'm trying to build those big branders. You're trying to build that personal development side. There is something around it, but you're not going to bring people that it's not relevant to the group. And that's why it's very important to find your own niche, search for it, which actually links to the next one. Because once you know what's your niche, right? So the next step will be is to actually connect with the people that are leaders, the people that are, got their own group around them. What?
Yeah, I mean, with that particular one, I was thinking, okay, well, I'd like to invite Oprah. I'd like to invite Eckhart Tolle. I'd like all these people I'd love to invite. But I can't think of. So I love that because there's obviously work for me to do. I can't think of.
By the way, Michelle, that's saying that personal development is key. And we are absolutely agree with you. And that's why on Friday, our topic is always about personal development.
It is. It is. So join us for that. And if you want to get monthly tips on that, then you can send me a private message and we can add you to that. Yeah, so I think with that, it can be a little bit of a challenge because I can't think of people, as I said, that's one bit of research, but I can't think of people off the top of my head that are accessible to me. I don't know if Oprah is really accessible to me, that are accessible to me that I could kind of connect with. So that's something I'd love to do more of for sure.
But that's the thing, you see, you look at this as like connecting to those big, big, big people, but it's also actually leaders that are around yours, your group that are actually local people that are, that you can access them. So let's say you have people that are leading the market in personal development, and they also have their own networking groups. So you can actually join their groups and from that, bring them to your group. If they're going to like your group, they're also going to help you bring more people to your group and get that brand awareness. And then you can collaborate and do some stuff together. So when we look at like finding and connecting with leaders from the same niche as us, is to find the people that we can actually get access to. Even if they're a bit bigger than us, but they are still accessible.
Oh, so then if there is anyone that fits that profile, that is watching us, that is a leader in the personal development space or in the marketing space, then we would love to connect with you on some level.
Yes.
The next one, which I do use, so I've got the Meetup group and I do the Facebook for my event or my events every 2 weeks. I do find that useful. I do find that helpful, but I find the Meetup to be better than I do Facebook. I mean, maybe that's maybe I don't have the marketing finely tuned. Maybe I don't market enough. I'm not quite sure, but I don't find it's the Facebook as good.
Okay, Facebook is a good one to bring people to and have the event over there. And that's part of it. Like if you want to start that networking group, you need to bring people to a place. Okay, that's the place where they connect. Of course, the meetings can be out in Zoom or face-to-face, but you need to bring them to that place. For you, Meetup works well. For me, actually, Facebook works amazingly. And that's the thing. You need to find where your niche is about. If your niche will probably be more on Meetup, so that's a great way for you. You can also use Facebook to bring people to Meetup. But that's the thing. And that's why it's also going back to the niching.
So I was just going to say, with what I like about the Meetup is I've got the Cape Town professional development. So I've got the group and then I have the events. So people that join the actual group that then come to the event or don't come to the event, they're part of the actual group. So there's already a buy-in to what we both believe about each other. Then I ask them if they want to sign up to my monthly tips. We have a bit of a banter. I get the email. We have a bit of, but it's very much, it's very specific. Whereas for me on Facebook, if I'm connected with you on Facebook, that doesn't necessarily mean that you are into personal development. There might be another reason why we're connected on Facebook. Whereas the Meetup for me is very specific because it is around personal development. Does that make sense?
It is, but not for everyone. Okay, so when I have my connections, I actually have with some more like different connections. I also use my networking to bring them to Facebook and use it on Facebook. So it's not necessarily just people that I met on Facebook. It's something people met me on Facebook. They joined my networking event, then I came to their networking event, and that rolled. So that's the thing, like to use it as like a funnel to bring the people from one place to another. And it's actually also linking to the next one, which is the next tip is about, try to reach out to everyone you know and announce it. Announce it that you are starting your own networking group.
But yes, I think, there's always, for me, there's a fine line with this. There's a fine line between announcing, letting people know, and then just being too much, so I don't know if that's, like once a week or every 2-3 days. I don't know what you suggest or recommend on the frequency of the event before the event.
So I think it's really depend on your market. Okay. For some people, and I have people that barely announce it, and have people that announce it like a week before, 2 days before, on that day, a few hours before. And for everyone, something else works. And that's the thing. You can try one thing and you can see how people are reacting. If people are, it's too much for them, so reduce the amount of the notification. But if it's not, some people actually do need that reminder, you know, to really understand. And it links back to all the time, like get to know who you're targeting, get to know who the people in your niche. And if you know them and you learn about them, then you know how much to engage with them, how much to communicate. For example, I'll tell you from a different angle. You are doing your newsletter once a week, once a month. Maybe the people that actually, you know, following you would love to get it twice a month, but you don't even know it, and you haven't. Maybe you should try it once, and then you can know. And that's the thing of testing it. But once you decided to have your own networking group, start announcing it. Use your own networking group. Use their networking group. Put it out there. Use the different, you know, social media platforms to share it. Email campaigns, everything. Let people know about the news that you are now out there and you've got your networking groups. Come to connect.
Yeah, I think that can be a bit of a challenge, but yes, absolutely. Then the last one is to do research. I've never done this. Actually, I've never done this. And I'm okay to say I've never done this, but to research the people who are attending. And I flipping love that. I mean, because I think if it was a face-to-face, for some reason, I would probably be more vigilant. But I don't know why it is with an online that I'm not. However, with that being said, I think that's brilliant. I think it really is important to do that research.
It is, and you know what? It doesn't mean that you need to be stalking. It doesn't mean that you need to have lots of hard work. You see the people that are interested in joining your event, people that mark that are going to interested, like get inside to the profile, see what you can learn about them. You can see in which groups you have in common and see how they're reacting, what's important for them. That's also going to help you to know if they are the type of people that needs to get lots of reminders, less of reminders. You know, it's going to help you a lot. And it doesn't take that much. Like clearly you can do it like 5-10 minutes and that's it. And you looked at everyone that's like joining. And I think it's a great way and a great tip, because get to know the people. If I'm going to come to the event and someone actually knows a bit about me, not like in a stalking, like scary dog way, but still have something around, I'll appreciate it, you know? I'll appreciate it, because that will help him understand, because once you do it, you're going to learn what's their needs. Okay. If you know what's their needs, you know what content to bring. You're actually going to bring. It's like when some people watch your videos and say, it's like, oh, wow, you actually, the topic was just in time. It was exactly what I needed.
What I needed at that time. Yeah.
And that's the amazing part. So if you do some research, you know what people's going through, what's going on, what are the questions they're asking in different groups, and then you can actually come with the right answers in your networking groups.
What do you think about sending out, because I think people get so inundated. So this is just a question because you're an expert in this area. What do you think about sending a Survey Monkey survey to people, just wanting to know like maybe 5 things? Like, how often would you like a reminder? Would you like an email?
I would do it.
Huh?
I would do it. You can even use Google Forms for this, which is a free tool as well, that you make like a survey with like 3 questions, not more than that, you know, not get it too much, and then you share it and you give it to the people that are actually signed up to your newsletter, people that go to your networking thing. You ask them just to complete it quickly, and then you can learn. The people who wants to, they will share their opinion. The people who don't, they won't do it regardless. And you've got really nothing to lose by doing that. You know, it's like I also use social media to ask questions. If I want to do a webinar or like a certain session, I'll ask, what do you prefer? Do you prefer mornings, evenings? Just let me know which topic of a session. So that's the thing, like use social media to learn a lot as a research tool. And that's why we say it, like use it as a research to learn about your attendance, because you will know what type of, you know, topics to bring to your networking groups. Maybe which like guest speakers you can bring to this, you know, have it, bring it.
Yeah.
And by the way, if one of you watches us has got his own networking group, and I'm volunteering myself, and I'm sure you're going to volunteer as well. If you want us as guest speakers in your networking thing, so we can speak, I'm speaking on marketing, branding, social media. We're just talking about personal development. Use us. You're more than welcome to invite us. It's free of charge. Let us know. You can write us in the private message right here in the comments below.
Because I've got my bi-weekly networking, which is good. This is going to be, and this came about, which is quite interesting. So it was always at 10 o'clock to 10:30, half an hour, every 2 weeks. And then somebody on my Meetup group, a guy said, hey, what happened to the evening? Why aren't you doing evening? One person asked me, and I thought, hang on a minute, let me do like one in the morning, and then 2 weeks to do one in the evening. So this Thursday, 7 to 7:30, we're going to do an evening one, myself and Helen. Yeah, and I think it then gives people that option. You know, it's half an hour, so then it'll be a nice kind of example or survey just to see what people actually prefer, what's more popular. Yeah, especially now people are back at work. Sure.
So follow up on Shift on Degree for the networking bi-weekly, and I'm going to start going back soon, and also have a group that calls Big Networking. So you can join this group. It's free of charge. That's where you're going to know about all the events that's happening. So before we sum it all up, the tips, again, we're reminding you every Tuesday, we're talking about marketing, branding, social media. Every Friday on personal development. If you have certain topics that you're interested, that you feel the urge, like something in you want to learn, if you want to join with us as a case study here to share about your business and for us to give you free tips, use it. We're here to help and to assist.
No, you know, someone said to me recently that they were struggling with getting great feedback for what they were doing, but to actually make money from it, that was a bit of a challenge. So something like that with your marketing. So yeah, if there's any topics or whatever, let us know. Yeah.
So if we're talking about the 6 tips to start a networking group, so the first one was first to set up your goals, decide what's the purpose of that group.
And the second one is to niche yourself.
The next one is to connect with leaders, okay? It can be small ones, big ones, but people that come from the same niche as you.
And the next one is to create a meetup group and put your events on Facebook.
Exactly. And the next one is actually to reach out to everyone. Just announce it. Let everyone know what you're doing. Use your networking and their networking groups.
And the last one, not in a stalkery weird way, but do some research on the people that are attending. Like, know a little bit about those people, because people like to be seen and heard. So yeah.
It is, and just put yourself out there. And I think it is a great opportunity for everyone now to network with others on their groups, network in your own networking group, and do it. It's a great time for us to meet. Everything is online today. A lot of, by the way, the networking groups are actually not going to go back to face-to-face. They'll do here and there, but a lot of them are keep staying online because it's allowing people from different places to come and join. So it's a global thing. Use it. So we hope you learned some new things today, and hoping to see you on Friday.
Yeah.
Yes, we're going to have an interesting topic as well. So see you then.
Bye.